Welcome back to the channel, guys. So today we're going to be taking a quick look at this wireless GameCube controller. Pretty interesting stuff. So this was sent to me by a company called Xeline, something like that, right? And the packaging does look fairly basic, like a Chinese controller that you see quite often. And on my channel, you know, I do get sent quite a bit of controllers, gizmos, gadgets, and lots of weird craziness. And half the time I don't even do videos on them because they're just garbage and they get sent my way. And I'm just like, ugh, like I don't get the time for this. Which brings me to this. I'm actually very pleasantly surprised with this controller and I'm shocked. So obviously the big thing with this is going to be people wanting to play Smash Ultimate. But this can also be used on a PC. It says PS3. I've used it on my PC, on the Nintendo Switch, and on Android devices. Essentially anything that can use USB, you should have no issue with this as long as it can take USB controllers. The reason this needs USB is because this is actually a 2.4 gigahertz controller, and it comes with a little dongle. Let's go ahead and open it up. The box really, I mean, leaves a little bit to be desired. Very basic box for a product that I actually really like. And, you know, with this company, I think they're fairly new. If they continue putting out decent products, I definitely think they should up their packaging game, because this, you know, it is what it is. I mean, most of this stuff's being sold online, so I guess the packaging doesn't matter that much. But here we go. In the box, you do get an unbranded GameCube controller. And this is going to look very similar to the Power A wireless controller, and we're going to get into that in a second. And you also get your little 2.4 gigahertz dongle, and I'm assuming this little pinprick looking thing is probably for the reset. There's like a little reset hole in the back, I guess, to reset the controller. I don't know. I haven't had to use that for anything. And then you also do get a braided charge cable, USB Type-C charge cable. I haven't used this. I just used the one that I have with my Nintendo Switch. Now I'm going to test this out because I heard somebody else say that this thing's hard to insert and remove. It went in just fine. That is a little tight fit inserting it. I used the Nintendo branded cable and it worked just fine. Maybe this will work its way out a little bit, but it's nothing major. Just thought I'd check that out because I saw a review mention that on Amazon. But there you go. You do get that that cable for your controller. Now, the cool thing with this is it pretty much is a clone of the Power A controller, but with some improvements. But also at the same time, there's going to be some downsides. And we'll talk about both in a second. But I do feel this may outweigh, you know, the positives with the Power A and actually make this a good competitor to that controller. Namely, the 2.4 gigahertz having to use the USB dongle is going to be a setback for some, but you're actually going to get lower latency with that than you would with Bluetooth. And you can use this in a lot more devices. Like I said, anything that you can use a wired controller, because that's essentially what you're doing is you have to use this in wired mode. And on the Nintendo Switch, you will have to go into your settings and change it to the Pro, you know, wired controller being on in order to use this. It has to be set up for a wired Pro controller, and that's what this controller is recognized as. Now, the things with this is it does have rumble, it does have motion, and it does have a rechargeable battery built into it. So some of those things are going to be better than what the Power A offers. You know, with this having rumble and rechargeable, the Power A doesn't offer that. And a lot of people wanted that in a controller like this. And holy crap, I've really been enjoying playing Smash Brothers. I'm not that great at the game, but I've been playing it quite a bit with this controller. And it's really given me the desire to play the game even more. You do get all the buttons that work with the system, your home, your snapshot button. You do have a turbo feature as well. You would hold that and then press the button you want as turbo. So, hey, that's a little cheating. And then the other thing is you do have the L and R buttons, which most, the original GameCube controller only has the one. And then the other thing that some people are going to look at as a pro or a con, for me, I think it's actually a pro, is that these are digital bumpers here. They just click, boom, 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 boom. They don't go all the way down. They're not analog. The Nintendo Switch does not have analog triggers for their Pro controllers. The system recognizes digital inputs. So with the system not using analog, buttons, it doesn't really matter with this controller. It's just an immediate press. Whereas if you take a look at an original GameCube controller, these were analog. And they do feel really nice, don't get me wrong, but that would have to be used for games that, made use of that, and Smash Ultimate doesn't. So there you go with these. Instead of having to slide them, these are just a quick click. And, GameCube, you have the Z button, and here you have the two other shoulder buttons to make it more compatible as a Pro controller with more controllers. Now, testing the buttons and the analogs, first off, every button on here functions as it should. Testing them, they immediately, register, had no issues with that, testing it with the system, the system settings where you can test button inputs, and playing some games, I had no issue with that. Same thing with the analog sticks here. Now, the analog sticks, they function just fine. It's not like weird where they're not registering properly. Both the C stick and the left analog stick both function very well and react very well, in my opinion. The D-pad, on the other hand, is a little stiff, but I don't think it's used much, but I do want to point that out. Over original GameCube controllers and the re-release, the D-pad on this, it seems to sit up a little higher. I don't know how easily that can be seen, but it seems like it sits up a little higher and it is a little more stiff, so wanted to point that out. Now the buttons, everything else feels very similar to the newly released GameCube controllers. Now, with an original controller, my analogs are a little looser, the buttons are a little looser, so I would imagine over time something like this would get very similar to this, being that the analog on this and the newer release GameCube controllers, they both feel pretty much identical as far as the throw and the resistance and all that good stuff. Like, I can't really complain. Now, the one thing I do like with the C stick is that it's kind of mushroom tipped. That's the best way I could describe it. You know what I'm saying? It kind of flares out a little bit instead of just being a nub. I actually like that. You have a little more surface space for grip for your thumb. Works out great. So, in my opinion, I have used the PowerA controller in the past. I don't currently own one, and I thought it was an okay controller. But after using this with the additional features of having that motion control, rumble, and the rechargeable battery, yes, this does have motion control. I'm really digging this. I believe they go for about $39, where the PowerA versions go for a little bit more. Sometimes you can find them on sale at this price. So it's really going to be up to you. I'm digging it. I've actually been playing Smash Brothers quite a bit more, and I haven't played the game much. Smash Ultimate. Been playing it quite a bit with this controller, and I'm really digging it. I may just have to order another one, or maybe a few anyway, because I do dig this. I'm not usually a fan of third-party controllers for new systems, so I don't usually buy them, but this really kind of changed my mind. So that's a real good thing for Exeline here. Very interesting stuff. So, hey, if you want to check them out, they do have a Bluetooth version that I'm being told is going to be coming out, next month or so. We may check that out. I'm not 100%. I'm not really that big on, Bluetooth controllers unless it's the system that's the way it's meant to be, and that is how it is. But for a controller like this where you can use it on your PC and other devices, I do like the 2.4 gigahertz. I haven't had any interference or anything with this, but hey, the Bluetooth has a dedicated GameCube controller for the Switch. That could be cool too, especially if it has the same features as this one. So definitely looking forward to that. So would I recommend this? Yes. And I don't always recommend stuff that these companies send to me because most of the time, just being honest, controllers are boo-boo the fool, and I don't really care for them. I have tons of controllers that I've either given away or just kind of gotten rid of because I didn't really care for them. Or it's just like a hit it and quit it type thing. test them out and they're okay. And it's like, whatever, I'll never use this again. I prefer using something else. This, I can legitimately say, I'm going to use this specifically for Smash Ultimate, maybe on my PC as well for some emulation needs for GameCube. But yes, I will be using this controller. So there we go. Got that out of the way. Before we end this video, boom. For those of you guys who have been following me, oh my God, I've been on this Pog kick lately. So if you don't care about Pogs, you can end the video. Yes, I like the controller. I have a ton of these Pogs. I've been getting my kids into Pogs lately, and I've been buying up all the sealed product that I can find. And I figured, why not open a pack or two here and there? So let's open up this pack of Pogs from, I believe, when was this? 95? Is there dates on this freaking thing? 94 has it at the bottom. Don't know if you can see that. 94. But let's just go ahead and open this up. I've already opened up like 50 of these packs. I'm digging it. I mean, me and my kids have opened them up. We're trying to bring Pogs back. Don't hate, participate, join in on the fun. And we'll take a look at the slammer. I love these Pog, official Pog slammers. There's so much awesomeness there. So here we go. What do we got there? The heck is that? RoboPog. Boom. And then we got, what is this, a football Pog? Boom. And then a little hollow foil Pog Man. Sweet. And then another damn football Pog dude. Oh my God, you get like 4 Pogs in these things, and we got a couple duplicates, number 23 twice, number 37 and 29. I'm digging Pogs, man. Let's see what the slammer is. Ay, a blue Pog slammer. I've already got this one, but I do actually really dig these, the Pog branded slammers. So there you go, guys. Little bonus Pog pack opening from 1994. Got a ton of Pogs, man. I should maybe just make a whole nother channel just for Pogs. But there you go, guys. Really do appreciate it. With that said, I will catch y'all next time. Peace out, bye-bye, and boom!